Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NAEU patch notes June 4th, 2026. Let's get right into it. So we have some small class changes on Sorceress on the Nightmare. They mitigated an issue where the character moved awkwardly, and the message "please try again in a few moments" appeared when using the RMB to move behind an opponent and attack. Now the character will land faster, and when airborne during the attack, a falling animation will trigger if the character is above a certain height. In the case of Wizard, they fixed an issue where certain motions repeated unnaturally when moving the character via right mouse button, and on Hashashin, the Retribution, they fixed an issue where the effect did not change when pressing LMB during the skill, even after learning All's Mirage. Content-wise, we have the big thing, the farming change, crop growth time changes. Crop growth time will now be between 20 and 22 hours, depending on the temperature or the zone. So instead of ranging between 6 hours and 56 minutes and 4 hours and 37, it'll now just going to be between 20 and 22 hours. So you can do this once every 24 hours instead of the usual multiple times during a day. They also increased the amount of items obtained from harvesting and plant breeding to adjust this. Pretty much we have a guaranteed 5 times increase. Example, amount of special garlic obtained when harvesting magical garlic, which they don't actually show in an example number. But otherwise, we have some items obtained at a chance. So the drop rate is increased by 2, and the amount by 2.5. This pretty much covers mysterious seeds or plant breeding. And blush leaves also have a doubled the drop rate, and the amount is multiplied by 2.5 as well. Crops obtained from harvesting mysterious seeds like truffle mushroom and truffle mushrooms obtained from the truffle mushroom hyphaea and the strange and beautiful rice seeds has a 3 times increase. They do show all the ones, but it's pretty much just the mysterious seeds, truffle, and rice. Following the farming update, crops that were already planted were retrieved and sent to the Black Spirit safe during today's maintenance, so do need to check there. They also removed fertilizer items that reduced crop growth times, so this includes the inorganic, byproduct, and organic fertilizers. These have been fully removed. You will have been compensated silver according to the value today. This is just going to end up in your storage or Black Spirit safe again. Accordingly, information for the fertilizer exchange from the blush leaf has also been removed. Also, the knowledges can be obtained from the seed vendor Camellia Logia in Logia Farm. Hiya, Baby Witch. They also changed the following moles to appear during farming and plant breeding according to the adjusted growth times. So they doubled the spawn rate of the moles and increased the drop rate of the following items. So we have the artifacts being increased, imperfect lightstones, fertile oil-rich soil, and the blush leaves. They increased the amount of blush leaves obtained from defeating the moles and by about 5 times, and they doubled the spawn rate, increasing the blush leaf drops about 5 times on defeat, allowing you to obtain more than before. And they also standardized all spawn rates. So as this has been standardized, the spawn rate of giant moles has been increased by 2.5, and the spawn rate of pitapat moles has been adjusted to remain similar to before. Further, they reduced crop dehydration to 1/5, and they changed the inactivity period for the fences to be dismantled from 14 days to 28 days, pretty much extending that to double. Further, they changed the requirements for a lot of quests to reflect these farming changes. This pretty much just covers a lot of the events needing, well, a few less items, and definitely all the fertilizer ones. All the fertilizer ones have been exchanged. This should now be ending up with water or, yeah, pretty much making water most of the time. Pretty much they also removed the rewards on the Masterpiece of a Lifetime, How to Gather Even More Potatoes, and My Own Little Farm. So these are all not going to give fertilizer anymore. Then we have Klaus Old Moon Seed Pouch, which now has a quality of life update. So they did fail with the final preparations for the live server. So Global Labs, it was already being used. We're going to have to be a bit more patient. They apparently had an issue when it got ported to live server. Hopefully it'll come in the next few weeks. That is a bit of a letdown. They also reduced the contribution points for residences and node investments. So we have a lot of residences being affected. So we see pretty much all of Balanos, including Toscani and Marino Farm, Velia houses, Ilia Islands, Olvia, the Wale Farm, Serendia, we have Alejandro Farm and Costa Farm, and a few others being lowered. Heidel also has a lot of houses being lowered in CP cost. Then we see also Durnal Farm, English, Serendia, the Workshop District in Calphion, Noble Quarters, the Slums, the Merchant Lanes, Market Streets. Continuing on, we also even have Port of Feria being reduced in cost, the Chapel Zone in Calphion, Calphion Southeast and Eastern Gates, the Gabino Farm, Fala's Dirt Farm, Gianni Farm, Bane Farm, so a lot of farms in general are being lowered. Florin as well. Keplen. Bear is also being lowered. Same for Trent, Abun, Kasula. Stonetail Horse Ranch is also going from 2 to 1 pretty much. That is a big reduction. We also have Kusha and Tariff being lowered. Alta Nova being hit by this. Same for Valencia. And once we get through Valencia, we will also see Ancado, Erdal Farm, Atlas Farm, Shakatu being covered by this, Arahaza. Grana also getting lowered further from 5 to 3 in some cases, so a lot of CP opening up there. Duvenkroon similar, 5 to 3, 4 to 3, pretty much unifying it on 3, including Muiquin, Odraxia, and Ailton as well. So with that, you should be seeing a lot of CP being opened up for yourselves if you already have these buildings invested. They also reduced the contribution points required to invest in certain nodes. So, for example, we have Florin Gateway being mentioned, Crocodolo's Trace, Polly's Forest, Salinar Pond, Delmira Plantation, Titium Valley, Aukman, Basilisk Den, Titium Valley Lumbering, the I think that's the Arahaza Palm Forest, Lumbering 1 and 2, and Lake All Falls and Kunit Shelter. Pretty much they used to be 3s and 2s. They're now going to go to 1s and 2s, so pretty much a 1-point reduction. Further, we have some more production node additions and changes, so a few of them are being adjusted. For example, Wolf Hills is getting a secondary ash timber node, Termian Cliff is getting a copper node and rough translucent crystal. Elder's Bridge is being added for birch, Mast Owl Forest is being added for iron and iron ore and rough mud crystals, so 2 different crystals and a powder. We have near Duvenkroon, the Gervish Mountains remaining this, getting the bracken removed. It is going for Tuya instead. Same for the Sunrise Herb being changed for Tuya. Garmouth Nest is getting a rough black crystal and Trace of Nature pretty much twice. Bloodwolf Settlement is going for Cedar Timber and Cedar Sap. Weenie's Cabins and Looney Cabins. The mushrooms are remaining, but are a separate node to a Trace of Nature and Vedalona node. That is quite unique. Merrimack Ruins is getting the Rough Mud Crystal and Trace of Nature, and Volterra Mountains are getting 2 Knock Ore nodes, one with Powder of Time and one with Powder of Earth. Near Odraxia, we have Narcion. The chicken is being broken down into 2 nodes. That is just a doubling up of that. La Adele is getting Thornwood Timber and Thornwood Sap, and Bahit Sanctum is getting Nickel Ore and Powder of Darkness, which it already had before. Then we have Ancado Arbor, Great Desert, and Muiquin. So in Bamboo Valley, the Freke is being changed to Freke and Vanadium ore, including powder rifts and rough blue crystals. The Pilgrims are now getting excavation for gold ore and traces of nature across almost, well, obedience, abstinence, sharing, and sincerity. Pilaku is getting iron ore and mithril ore, which is a new addition there. And the Donna Rocky Mountains is getting the rough violet crystal being added, titanium ore, powder of flame crystal, and pretty much twice. Nothing too special there. Then we also have near Alta Nova, Veterans Canyon. The Elder Tree is being broken down into Elder Tree and Acacia, so 2 different nodes, with 2 different required CP, 3 and 2. Bashim Base is keeping the iron ore, but it is breaking down into 2 iron ore and titanium ore. One of them gives Powder of Darkness, the other Powder of Flame. One gives the black crystal, one the violet. Pilafay is getting the rough blue crystal and Trace of Nature and the rough violet crystal. Kislev Grak getting the vanadium ore and rough blue crystal. And Deserted City of Run is getting the white cedar timber and sap, bloody tree knot, and the same thing again. Then they have some new Arena of Solaire challenges. So they added challenges based on your wins. These challenges are found in the gold tab. This was not expected. So you have a win Solar 1 rank to 9, which adds 100 cronstones for a while, and then it goes up to 300. These are pretty much, I think, below the regular ones. The existing ones started at 10 matches, so this should be a few extra crons that you should probably receive immediately. They also changed the item rotation classes, the copy rotation to Tamer and Nova today. Then we have Black Shrine Duoksini Calamity 8 to 9 appearing. It's starting at 365 AP, just like the others, going up to 385. For Calamity 8 and above, stats from the Lightorbs do not apply. That is already well known. And they also added the, bonuses, pretty much just standard bags, up to some random drops, including the Trace of Thunderbolts for the ranks 2 to 9. Nothing too crazy there. They also improved the loot for Udochini, the highest tier plus, most powerful, being represented in Black Shrine. You can now obtain additional Essence of Dawn box as loot when you defeat him, and the quantity of 1,000 gold bars has been increased from 2 to 2 to 3, and they added the Essence of Dawn box to the loot for Duoksini and Odoksini Calamity 8 to 10, which contains the Essence of Dawn, Black Spirit, Accuracy, Damage Reduction, or Evasion. Then to help out newer players, we have the 6th Lightorb being added. This is pretty much to help people do Calamity 1 to 7 a little bit easier. Each Lightorb grants 50 AP and 100 DP, so that should make all the other Calamities 1 to 7s a lot easier. They also changed the names of certain quests related Apostles and Star's End to more clearly distinguish them. These are the ones for the quest. They are now called just Powerless in front of it. They also changed the following monsters to drop silver instead of the previous loot, and the HP has been reduced by 50. They also increased the drop rate of the iridescent lightstones based on the contribution at Quint and Maraca. So pretty much the higher you go, you have 10 times increase for the top 20, 21st to 50, 8.3 times, 51st to top 90%, you have 6.6, and they reduced the Quint's max HP by 20%. They also adjusted the stationary attack to match the moving attack when transformed in the Black Spirit via the power of the Azure Reach in the Adania boss fight Jordine at Aetherion Castle. UI-wise, they improved the refresh guild member status information to also refresh guild funds. That is quite a nice little change. They also changed the OpenID options on the official website and the game launcher, so Nodewar and Cacao are displayed under More. These login options are always displayed when accessing from the Korea region. Then we have translation changes, so they changed Bahid Shrine to Bahid Sanctum. Nothing too crazy there. Modifications and changes, we have a Mystic. There was a problem with the Rosalind armor. Then they fixed the issue where the Golem's Heart occasionally appeared in abnormal locations during Decade Lantern 2. As a result, the locations of some terrain objects have been changed. They also fixed some issues with the Golden Pig statue effect was not being applied properly. It's been a few times now. They fixed an issue where the CC was not applied to Golden Pig King even when hit with the CC skill after his consecutive leaps during a Calamity 8 fight. Then they fixed an issue where Maraca's jump attack animation appeared awkward. Same thing for Quint, some certain animations appeared awkward. Then they fixed an issue where 9 sharks were not at their markers for the weekly quest. They fixed some issues where unselected items could be purchased when clicking the purchase button in the purchase tab of an NPC shop after selling an inventory item with right mouse button. AoS, they fixed an issue where successfully performing a grapple right before returning to the starting point at the end of the round would move the opponent to the start point together with you. That was actually kind of funny. They fixed some issue where the participant standby time was displayed on the spectator screen when reconnecting after a round had started. They fixed some issue where the AFK penalty conditions was reset when reconnecting after being disconnected during a ranked match. Then they fixed some issue where the mouse cursor changed as if clickable when hovering over a certain area in War of the Roses UI. They improved some system messages being displayed for the My Attendants. Now you just cannot summon them. They fixed some issue with the enhanced flame tower and big watches would occasionally not appear even after upgrading them. They corrected the guide text for success conditions in the butchering minigame. Then they fixed some issues where Troll and Ogres summoned through Good or Dark contracts did not function properly. Then there's some resources pretty much being incorrectly displayed if you viewed other classes' skills. Fixed some issues where retrieving an item in the central market warehouse while the Find My Item UI was open would consume a made and use count and make the item unusable. And then we have a few gamepad mode fixes, one in the Hull Gathering minigame, one for the applying for Leading Guild or Third Legion did not function properly, a key guide for War of the Roses. Then there was an issue where pressing the Leading Guild participant button had no response. They fixed an issue where the message box displayed and exchange branded items with an NPC would not close. Fixed some issues in certain situations where the My Residence list UI was displayed. saying no residences were owned on a gamepad. On Dark Knight, they fixed an issue where die parts for Venatrix differed from other classes. They also fixed some issues where dying of the Selena outfit appeared awkward. They fixed some phrasing issues in the Tailkebi Trials, Calamity 3, and Calamity 5 quests. They fixed some issues with the Node and Conquest War systems not being displayed to guilds in an alliance. Then they fixed some issues where Conquest War status UI did not display the latest KD and other scores. Then they updated descriptions for energy potions, fixed some issue where Arena of Archer couldn't be rented and hosted on servers where Node and Conquest Wars are available. They mitigated an issue where certain gathered resources on Lima could be gathered more than once, added iridescent lightstones to the loot list for Quint and Morocco in the boss info UI, and finally they changed the color of the event tag in the boss info UI. Event-wise, we have the best dishes for the ball that's going to run June 4th to June 23rd. Delicious food to make upcoming Heido Ball even more special. To celebrate the 4th anniversary of global self-publishing, prepare a special dish worthy of the ball. So pretty much the first place dish from each region will be made into 2 platter items. We have the event global banquet platter for combat and life. The platter will be available through future events. First one, prepare a dish with love. Cook a dish worthy of the ball. Photograph your dish. Finalists will be selected through an internal review by the Black Desert service team, considering how well the dish blends with the Black Desert IP, as well as the effort and care put into preparation process. Then you upload the picture on the fan art forum cooking contest and cooking contest tag in the title, and you must write your name of your dish and its description. So the submission period is from now until June 23rd. The adventure vote is July 2nd to July 5th. Up to 10 finalists selected per region from the submissions through internal review, and the final dishes will be selected through voting. Regional winners will be announced July 9th, and details of the adventure vote will be announced through GM notes, and finalists are based on submitted dishes, so multiple dishes made by a single family may be introduced as finalists. If you are selected as a winner, you may be requested to provide additional images or video of the cooking process, and you might be disqualified, so do make sure you take some extra pictures. If you found to meet any disqualification, you'll be disqualified. Pretty much, you're not allowed to use third-party materials without copywriter's consent, using AI programs to synthesize or generate cooking images, and pretty much violating the Black Desert service. And, well, socially unacceptable, sexually explicit or antisocial messages, inappropriately processing or damaging the Black Desert IP, and any other cases deemed inappropriate by Pearl Abyss. Rewards for the Master Cooks, Supreme Cooking Utensil, High Quality Food Box, and Life Enhancement Kits. That's the participation. The finalists up to 10 will get a 15-day Blessing of the Old Moon pack, and the winners will get the Canapé Classic box and a 30-day. Moving on, we have the Inland Nodewar support to battle. This is going to run from June 4th to July 2nd. Pretty much rewards are sent in the mail, up to 6.6 billion silver and 1,200 crowns per week. Pretty much participation will count you towards it. You get some potion rewards as well. Depending on your region, you get 600, 800, or 1.1 bill silver. Nothing too crazy here. Achieve at least 100 kills and capture 1 fort. Keep your alliance skilled for at least 10 minutes after the war begins and achieve either the following: destroy an enemy fort or achieve at least 100 kills or deaths. General caution, you can obtain up to 24 days of rewards during the event period. Guild members who are apprentices on the day of the reward distribution are not eligible, and rewards are also distributed to those who participate as war heroes, so war heroes do get rewards as well. Pretty much June 4th to 11th, 11th to 18th, 18th to 25th, and 25th to July 2nd, pretty much for the maintenance. Then we have Remnants of Distortion's final chapter, Summon the Monsters, June 4th to June 18th. You can talk to Martha Keenan and get for 1,200 tokens some Distortion Adania summon scrolls. You can also get these on the managed currency. You then go near Coastal Cliff near Velia, summon the scroll and accept the quest, and then defeat the monster and complete it. There are some extra notes. Your character must be level 60 or higher. Using the scroll automatically accepts the quest in the coming Dark Invasion. You cannot accept this quest if you already have 30 ongoing, so make sure you have a slot open. You cannot use another summon scroll when the boss is already summoned, and you cannot form a party while summoning a boss, and if you are in a party, only the party leader can summon it. You cannot delegate a party leader once the boss is summoned, and the boss will disappear 15 minutes after being summoned, and there is no penalty for death while fighting it. For the summoner, you have 200 Crown Stones, Stone of Dense Energy, Silent Crystal of Origin. Oh, these are random drops. Okay, so random drops, Stone of Dense Energy, Silent Crystal of Origin, and a 1,000 Crown box, Mystery Energy box. And party members can get 10 to 15 Crown Stones, the Breath of the Black Wings, both combat and life, as a guaranteed one, and a random drop, the Mysterious Energy box, which has been around for a while now. Final chapter as well, Echoing Roar of the Darkness. You go near Igor Bartali, you get the scroll, and otherwise we still have Black Wings. So Black Wings will now also have a special loot of a new random iridescent lightstone. Global Self-Publishing Anniversary, special login rewards. These are going to be dropping from June 5th to July 22nd. So pretty much key rewards, up to 13,000 Cronstones, Blessing of Cronstone 7 days being added, Advice of Alk 300, so a nice little 300 stack again, and Blessing of Old Moon pack 7 days. Pretty much going through these 14 days, lots of nice goodies. Day 13 with the 300 stack, definitely very nice. Then we also have Absolute Cinema Video Contest Grand Prize, Lights, Camera, Action. Pretty much finalist grand prize. Voting will be open until June 11th, so get your votes in ASAP. The grand prize will be announced June 18th. You can vote now on this page. Pretty much you have a few submissions here. Impressed by your director's artistic skills, vote for your favorite. Like I said, it will be open until June 11th. And the rewards for the winner is a AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX and an all expenses paid trip to Heidelberg. So if one of the artists gets that, congratulations to them. There are some important details. They do say not to R-spam. Any entry that was generated with AI obviously is removed again. You need to provide proof of progress. You can submit one entry for each submission period. So pretty much the standard PA stuff. With that, we're already in the Pearl Shop update. I have not taken a gander at it yet. It looks, yeah, we got a 1+1 for the 1008 coin. Then we have the Blessing of Cronstone 7+3 days for 1,436 pearls. They've been doing this one quite frequently lately. Then they have the June 60% off Ultimate Journey Pack. It's a gamble box. Same thing for the Choose Your June Travel box. Actually, no, this one's not a gamble. Otherwise, it'd be gone for Belgium and Netherlands. But here we have the Blacksmith Steel. These are gamble boxes again. They're back. Then we have the 100 one. Pretty much nothing too crazy there. Choose Your Golden Jindo Tier 4 box. So we have a new travel buddy. It's pretty much a Shiba Inu's from Land of the Morning Light. 4,800 pearls. It is Tier 4. More pictures of the handsome Jindo. So you have a white version as well. And the Golden Jindo Pup. You can have a puppy version and the white puppy version. Artisan memory packs. These are pretty much standard all the time. Shellbell and Outlaws of Magoria is returning for... Oh no, being released for Seraph. Excuse me. We also have the Outlaws of Magoria for Wukong being released. Same thing for the Mr. Muscles. And then we have the Naftar Campsite on sale. 25% off if you have another coupon. This is a great time to get it if you're a new player. So definitely try to grab that. And with that, I wish you the absolute best of luck, and I wish you a lovely day.